So I decided to try to summarize what I remember and what I've learned from like learning sciences in general, not just I can study it from like different books like the 20-hour rule, like Deep Work by Cal Newport, which I read halfway I think. Like those habit books like Atomic Habits, yada yada. All the self improvement books plus I can study plus my life experiences and put them into a system that I've created from like the back of my mind right now. And of course, this is not gonna be the final one. I'm gonna reiterate this multiple times, but I will try this on myself first, basically. And so there are a few barriers lah to learning properly, in my opinion, from my experience actually. Um, One is getting to do the work, like doing the work itself. So, how do I say? Not wanting or able to do work. This is like the first category. And once you're able to do this, it's like how to effectively utilize the time learning. And it in a subcategory, but I think it's very important. Which is memory retention, essentially, and application of the info you learn. But it also falls under this. Okay, okay. Let's just make it simple. This is the main idea, and under this subcategory, you have increasing memory retention, and also self correction. And constant feedback. So honestly, I feel like these two can be in the same category, but let's just put it like that. So under this thing, you have the ICS, I can study stuff, and also I found this interesting. So I combine both the stuff I learned from the 20-hour rule and I can study. So in uh the course, there was they always mention about like the unconscious incompetence, like basically not knowing not being aware that you don't know shit. Then going to conscious, which is knowing that you suck at it. Then going to uh being able to do the thing, but only when you are like paying full attention. And the last one is just like habitual, essentially. However, for this example or point I want to make, we're only gonna touch on the jump from here to here and here to here. So how I see it now is from not knowing a single damn thing to knowing a little bit, or knowing enough to know that you suck. You need to, of course, learn about the thing you want to learn. Uh, so learn enough about. Okay, it's no longer bullet points and shit. Okay, I write the whole thing straight. This is how I see it. Learn enough so that you can identify what the skill or topic is and be able to break it down into the sub skills needed. So it's like, let me give an example. I cannot think of something now. Shit. Maybe math lah, but I can't really think of a good example. But just bear with me. Like, let's say you want to be good at calculus in math. You would need to know what calculus like entails, right? Before you can even work on being good at it. So you need to know which like maybe equations you don't know, but also why these equations are important. Like it's not just like, oh, I this top a calculus and it consists of this equations, but it's more of like this is calculus and the skills it entails is, okay, sorry, I have not done calculus in so long, so please do not quote me on this shit. So instead of saying, okay, calculus consists of these equations, equation one, blah, 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 right? Instead, you say, it entails the purpose of these equations. It sounds very vague. So let's say equation one is supposed to find the area of. I don't get what the fuck's going on. Like find this area or something like that, and like you describe how, like what type of area it is. So instead of saying calculus entails these equations, you say calculus entails finding the area of what here, finding the area when it's like there's in different scenarios. So all this goes under finding area. Then maybe there's other stuff also. So that's what it entails. What I mean by that. So basically this is the stage the thing you need to do from unconscious incompetence to conscious incompetence. Basically knowing what you don't know. And once you know what you don't know, you need to is the thing here. So you need to know how to like learn the thing. You can't just blindly go do practice papers and stuff. Maybe that's the best solution, but you need to find out what's the sort of optimal way to learn the thing. You don't need to be like the most optimal, but you just don't want to waste a lot of time doing nothing. Like wasting your time putting in effort. But in the end you actually didn't learn stuff. And only in this scenario where like using like those learning methods, understanding principles of how to learn, or actually in every single specific context there may be something different, something you need to watch out. Like learning languages is different from learning sciences. So learning math or sciences in general. So there will be things you do very differently that you cannot carry over. And during this period of time is for you to find out basically. And usually you just for me I'll just find it out by asking people who have done it before, what have they tried, what have they failed with, ask experts, basically ask people who have done it already. I don't believe in asking people who are like in the same boat as you, because you both are gonna fuck it up and like mess up each other's progress, because you both of you don't know what you're doing. But you need someone to know what they're doing, have done it before, or have guided someone to that end point before. And just do effectively. So there's a few different meanings to effective. One is the learning itself, which is are you able to remember the stuff you learn? Are you able to self-correct? Are you able to get constant feedback with the way you learn? And basically, is there basically all this is there a way to reiterate? Yeah, that's basically it. Can you reiterate the method or uh skill? Okay, reiterate learning the skill or topic such that you can have higher memory retention. So like yeah, and this is like the I can study stuff basically. So I will touch on it later. And then there's another thing which is the being able to actually sit down and do the work, which is like self-improvement shit, the procrastinating stuff. So this one I'll do another video on it. This one I'll touch on it now. Why not? So actually I have mentioned this in another video if you want to watch it. It's like it's quite recent also. It's about like how my brain works lah. I think that's the title. I don't remember shit. And yeah, this is basically how I see learning. Like when I am able to sit down and learn properly, this is how I'll approach it. I mentioned this in another video already, so I'll just briefly scroll through. If you want, you can just pause. And yeah, this is my philosophy from Akesadi. Yeah, I thank them for it lah, but it's very nuanced also. So even with this, you cannot really do that much, but you have to try and get feedback, which is where is it? Oh, here. Whatever. Basically, get feedback plus all this, and be able to self-correct. Sounds easier, but it's very nuanced, very complicated, and I'm also working on it. So yeah, that's basically my plan on like how I see learning in general, very vaguely. And I'll definitely do a more in-depth one once I've learned more or have more realizations and shit. So yeah, thank you for watching.